Today's checkers classic is from the 1982 Masters, held in Tupelo, Mississippi. Let me set the stage. It's the final round of the tournament, and Marion Tinsley, as usual, had already wrapped up the championship with 26 points. When Tinsley entered a tournament, the talk was all about who was going to finish in second place to him, and whoever finished runner-up would earn the right to challenge Tinsley for the world crown. And so here we are, in the final round of the tournament. Tinsley's opponent, grandmaster Richard Hallett, was sitting with 22 points, which is a fine score in any national tournament, except Hallett had company. Elbert Lowder and Lafferty both started the last round with 20 points. Asa Long began the final round with 18 points. By the time the final game of the final round started between Hallett and Tinsley, everyone else had finished, with Lowder, Lafferty, and Long all winning their rounds. Hallett was now in a tie for fifth with Long. Not a bad distinction by any means, but he wanted more. A round consists of 4 games with 2 openings played. The first opening that was balloted in the first 2 games of the match was the pretty tame 9-14, 22-17, and 11-16, which led into drawn Pioneer lines in both games. In the Masters division, if a score is tied after the first 2 games of the round, then the tough deck is used. The tough deck back in 1982 consisted of 84 of the hardest openings in checkers. The idea is to prevent an easy opening from being balloted in hopes a winner would be established. So, Hallett and Tinsley went to the tough deck for games 3 and 4, and they balloted the infamous Tyne opening, which is 10-15, 21-17, and 9-13. Incredibly tough for Red, and Red must have a wide array of technical knowledge in order to survive. In an ancient Celtic dialect, Tyne is translated as to lose or be lost. In the first game, with Hallett playing the strong side, he opted to play a variation that will reduce the pieces dramatically, with this 22-17 attack, which is actually more commonly played in the 10-15, 22-17, 9-13 opening. It's not a bad strategy to play this against the world champion, and the game ended in a draw. So Hallett just needed 1 draw in the final game to capture a share of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. But this was an extremely tall order, as he was about to play one of the toughest openings against the greatest player of all time. All eyes of the checkers world were watching the final game, and it's a game I'm going to present today. So here we go, the final game of the final round of the 1982 Masters. I'm going to show from Hallett's perspective, with him handling the red pieces, and Marion Tinsley, the world champion, handling the white pieces. So the opening is Tyne, 10-15, 21-17, and 9-13. The 17-14 is the prime power attack, driving into Red's double corner. This 11-16 is now the modern defense and the best reply. And White is going to dominate control of the center by exchanging this piece off. Now, the theory in this opening is to pack the sides of the board and hold back either 4-8 or 1-6 until the mid-game. So packing the sides is the objective here for Red, and that's exactly what Hallett does. White is just going to dominate the center, and Red again is just going to pack the sides of the board. White advances with this very good 19-15 move. Red is going to try to get a share of the center. And now Tinsley plays this 32-28 move, which was analyzed in Ryan's MEC by A.J. Mantell in this very critical line of play. Now 4-8 can be played. Tinsley plays the 15-10. And now these next moves are very critical for the draw. The pitch of 19-23 must be played, followed by 2-6, backing the piece up. And now we have some tactical plays here. Red makes this pitch here. And some of you may be able to see the triple jump by this point. And now the triple jump. White crowns. And then exchanging these final pieces off. Now, at this stage in the game, again, all the spectators were watching. Hallett plays 32-27, moving the king out, and everyone in the crowd thought this move was a loss. In Ryan's book, he did talk about bringing the king out will draw, but the standard play at that point was this 12-16. There was play published in 1964 on this 32-27, bringing the king out, but it was found to be unsound. So everyone in the crowd thought Hallett was doomed now. He's worked so hard, he played so well, perfect checkers against the greatest player of all time, only to falter here. But he knew something. He knew that this move would draw. And they proceeded to play here. Again, pressing the piece, continuing the press. And at this point, Tinsley offered a draw. He extended his arm, and Hallett accepted. He had done it. There is still much play remaining here, and one continuation in postmortem analysis was as follows. 12-16 now. Now pressing the piece again. White can move here. Back to pressing this piece. Star move here, not here because white can go here. For a great, great draw. So let's play this game again. This time you can see it from Tinsley's perspective now. So again, the opening 10-15, 21-17, 9-13, and the power 17-14 attack. Exchanging off the piece to gain full control of the center of the board. Now the sides are completely packed. The Mantell line. And now the key 19-23 pitch. Backing the piece up. And now some tactical plays here. triple jump, getting the king, now exchanging this piece off. And again, at the time, this 12-16 was the only thought move to draw, but bringing the king out will draw as well. And once again, here at this point, Tinsley did extend his hand, and a draw was offered and accepted. But play can continue here. Now pressing this piece, white can move out here. Again, moving to this square, not here because of this move. And a great drawn game. With his back up against the wall and right down to the wire, Hallett did it. He drew Tinsley in the final game for a drawn round. Now it just came down to honor points to determine the final positions. Honor points are based on a player's strength of schedule, so the more points your opponent has in a tournament, the higher the honor points you will have. When it was all added up, the final standings looked like this. Lowder finished second by just 8 honor points. After playing Tinsley for the World Crown just a few years earlier in 1979 and losing by a lopsided 15, 0, and 10, he decided to not challenge for the title. Hallett would have his chance to play for the World Crown 9 years later against Derek Oldbury, but that's another story for another day. Thanks, as always, for watching.